It's time for another episode of Man Drives Small Not Car to Mundane Location. That's right, it's another Ami commuting video. It's Sunday morning and it's actually the day after the last video was filmed. I'm working 2 days in a row. Pretty tired this morning, but I'm sure we'll be alright. It is very cold this morning as well. Not raining, that's always good. Definitely improvement on the last time, but it's pretty cold. Let's get on with it. A bit foggy this morning as well. Day after bonfire night. I'm guessing all that smog in the air overnight hasn't helped. Guessing the roads will be nice and quiet this morning. A bit cold to have the windows open though. Really, keep it closed unless it starts steaming up, I think. Don't know what the outside temperature actually is. So obviously, very basic instrument cluster in here. There's no indication of outside temperature or any of those. It would be quite interesting to know because it certainly feels very cold this morning. I'm sure I won't be long in warming up once I've loaded the van, but yeah, a little bit cold. I was very pleased to hear that the overwhelming feedback on the last video was that the audio seems pretty good with this external microphone, so we'll keep with this setup for a little bit. If it's doing the job, because I've got the heater on again, people saying they can't even hear that when it's actually quite loud, so I'm quite happy with that. Visibility is getting pretty bad this morning. No fog lights in here, of course, although I mean it's not quite bad enough to need them, but yeah. Hopefully those bright LED lights will be enough people to see me. Oh. Come prepared with coffee today. Should help me get through the day. It's going to be a bit cold today. There's a link in the description to these travel mugs. Actually, they've got to be one of the best I've ever used. That it's it doesn't have like what the awkward like fold up lids and stuff. It just has a button that you press and you drink from it, and then when you let go, it's totally sealed. It can't leak. If it falls over and stuff, it can't leak. It's really, really good. So if you need yourself a decent insulated travel mug, I would recommend. Not to turn this back into a poor man's QVC again, like I sometimes need to with the product review videos. Well, that was another fairly uneventful journey, but if you're still watching, I will be back in a good few hours, finishing later tonight actually, finishing at 7, so it should be nice and dark for the journey home, which I'm sure will be of great interest to those of you that wonder if you can actually use Ami in the dark. There's been a few people ask those questions. Oh, what's it like driving at night? Well, I think in a good few hours we're going to find out. Oh, what a shift that was. It's about 20 to 8. I ended up running quite a bit late on the last run. F***ing hell. Long old day. As soon as it gets dark, it gets so much harder as well. I mean, I want to set you a challenge, okay? If you've got a door number on your house, or if you don't, well, if you don't, there's something wrong with you, but if you do, go outside when it's dark, stand on the other side of the road, and see how easy it is to read. And I bet that, you know, the vast majority of the time the answer is, it's not easy to read at all. The amount of people that have these tiny, tiny little numbers, and they're not lit. I mean, you know, delivery driver problems, right? But trying to find some certain houses in the dark when they've got completely unidentifiable doorways and stuff. It's just, oh, it's an absolute nightmare. So I do challenge you. Go out at night and see just how easy it is to spot your door number from the other side of the road. And if it's not, then do something about it, will you? But not to mention, I mean, it wasn't just it was dark, the rain as well. I'm absolutely soaked to the skin. I'm at that point where I'm not only soaked to the skin, but I'm also a hot, sweaty mess as well. I don't know how that works. I'm freezing cold because I'm soaking, but I'm also really warm. Yeah, it's the joys, I suppose. But at the end of the day, the job got done. Everybody got their shop and nobody was upset. You know, it was all good. Yeah, we ran a little bit late, but what can you do? But, oh. It was going really well most of the day as well, but the last couple of slots were just an absolute nightmare. They were really, really full, and then the weather turned, and a few awkward ones to find, and a few top floor flats and all that stuff, which just makes them take even longer. Oh. I think, as I said in the last video, just what you need after a crap day is an uncomfortable quadricycle to drive home in. Although saying that, I mean, it never fails to put a smile on my face. And whilst I would like a bit of comfort right now, and I think a long hot soak in the bath is definitely in order. At least this is good fun, I suppose. The rain's eased up a little bit for now, so that's something. Still a bit wet and miserable. Just steaming up in here mostly because I'm still absolutely soaking, and you know, but the heater is doing its business. It's fighting it. I've got the side windows open at the moment because I'm roasting, and because it's no doubt going to steam up in here really quickly if I don't. Just kind of getting used to it, driving around in the cold. I thought I was tired in the last video, but those extra couple of hours just and actually having to. So I wasn't training this time. I was actually out on my own doing it for real. Oh, I'm so tired. One good thing it gives you is a good chance to see what Ami's like driving at night. Obviously, it's quite lit here, so it doesn't really. But we will get on to some more unlit sections of road fairly shortly. And you know, I do maintain the headlights and stuff are good. The visibility is good at night. I don't know how well it's going to come across on the camera. But we'll see once we get to some of the darker bits. It might struggle a little bit. Oh, I thought I might have been able to make things a bit more interesting in this video than the first one, but I'm just too tired to function. Concentrate on driving rather than whittering into the camera. Apologies if this one isn't the most involving you've ever seen. There's been a few people asking in the comments about the camera, so about the sort of 360 view thing. And this is it's a GoPro Max 360. So it's basically like two GoPros stuck together, and then it can film in 360 degrees. And then basically you use the GoPro Player app to load the proprietary files that it creates, and you can then reframe it so you can position the camera where you want it to be, and you can make it spin around, and you can do all that stuff that you see in these videos. And quite a lot of people seem to be quite impressed with it. So there's a link in the description if you're interested. They're not particularly cheap things, but they can make some pretty cool footage. The editing can be a little bit of a pain. I do find it gives my laptop a real workout. So it's, you know, it's not for the faint-hearted. If you're making longer videos like this, it is a bit of a pain to edit. It takes ages, takes a lot of processing power, but I think the result's worth it. I've had a lot of people say they really like it, which makes a change from people sort of slating the production values and stuff. So definitely, if you're interested in 360 cameras, then it's one to consider. So as I say, there's a link in the description if you want to have a closer look at it. But I'm quite happy with the results. I've tried it a few times with different videos for different reasons. Was never really happy with it, but for this kind of thing where you just stick it up and want to show, you know, both in the car and outside the car at the same time, it seems really good. It seems really, really good at doing that. And for the sake of a bit more pain in the edit, it seems to turn out quite well. So I'm quite happy with that. I thought there were more unlit sections of this journey. I'm promising you some real good night footage, but I'm just on a sort of street lit roads and stuff. But yeah, I didn't realise there was actually street lights all the way along here. So maybe I'm not going to be able to give you a good demonstration of what it's like to drive Ami on unlit roads at night. We'll maybe need to do a special video just for that. But I mean, maybe you can get the idea from this that, you know, the headlights are pretty bright. You can see them light up the road and stuff. It's certainly it's a little bit less lit here because the developers have only put in a couple of the street lights here and there. So that maybe gives you an idea. But I'll do another video. I'll take it on some properly dark roads and show you what it's actually like. I don't think this is a fair representation. Although, I mean, as you can see, it's perfectly fine, but we'll do a proper test. So that was another very mundane day in the life of Ami. Delivery driving's harder work than it looks, even for someone who's done it before. People definitely need door numbers on the houses, preferably lit ones. And I sort of managed to show you driving in the dark, but not really because there was loads of street lights. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.